Unlike other episodes, this one is not happening in a studio and I'm actually outside, as I'm here to find out one of the most important processes in the workflow of a cinematographer and shooting in general, and that is the process of a location recce. Now, based on the way the script has been written and visualized, it is imperative to find the right locations that would fit the vision of the script the best in terms of authenticity, accessibility and logistics. And that is usually the process that a cinematographer applies to translate the idea into motion. In this episode, we're going to dive deep into the journey of yet another incredible DOP who's going to share a little bit about his workflow, his processes and his experiences. He's also going to tell us how the process of location recce has actually helped him create some fantastic visuals. The man behind the visuals of Stree, Chichore, Fukre 3 and a movie that has been shot in this very location. Let's welcome Amalendu Chaudhary. Sir, we are here in Ujjain. So good to have you here on the DOP Portraits. How does it feel to be back here in Ujjain, a place where you shot one of your most significant films? And we'd also like to know a little bit about your journey as a cinematographer.
I started my journey into photography as a still photographer. I am from Mumbai but raised in Pune.
Okay.
And when I was in college, I got my first camera, Minolta X370. It was a 35mm camera, and I started my journey from there only. It was a lovely period of exposing those 35mm rolls and learning in a very minimal space. After my initial recognition, I got few awards and started doing well in still photography. Then I decided to come to Mumbai and pursue my, dream in
Cinematography journey.
Yeah. I always wanted to do that because I got exposed to National Film Archives of India while I was in Pune. That really motivated me to pursue into.
Okay. And so when you came to Bombay, what was your first starting step?
I always wanted to join a cinematographer. When I saw Bandit Queen, I thought that the way it was shot was spectacular
and at that time,
extremely different.
Yeah, I still feel it was quite ahead of its time.
It was. So I found that, okay, Mr. Ashok Mehta is there in as a DOP.
Yeah.
So then I thought that I'll meet him and, start my journey with him, then it will be great for me.
What were the initial few films that you worked on with him?
I joined him on Moksh, his directorial venture, and also I think at that time he was shooting Gajramini also.
Which was the first film you shot as an independent DOP?
I shot a film called Doha.
Okay.
It was a Marathi film.
Okay.
And it was shot on 16mm.
So now we're here in Ujjain. You've obviously shot a whole film here, but I'm sure you've also come here for the recce and when you planned where to shoot and how to shoot. And because this episode particularly sort of dives a little bit into the whole process of recce and how that plays a very important role in actually getting the final output. What were the few things that you kept in your mind when you came here for your recce, and what is that you were looking for specifically for Oh My God 2?
When you read a script and you start visualizing what is there, how it is to be shot, how aesthetically it is going to look, with referencing and with a lot of discussions. When you come to the location physically, that is the time when actually you start visualizing, when things fall in place.
Correct.
Then you understand what is the palette of the location.
Yeah.
Like when we first time come to Ujjain, and because the story is set in Ujjain, so there was so the Mahakal temple was the prime location where the main lead cast,
The protagonist,
was working there. So when we saw the mandir and the atmosphere and the entire Ujjain, we came to understand the color palette. And generally when you are strolling, having a look at the locations, you understand what kind of color space is there, what is the vibe of the place. In India, every city has
totally different.
They are poles apart, and that's
diverse.
the beauty of diverse.
When you go into locations which are, sometimes they get narrow, sometimes the space matters a lot, logistically it matters a lot. How much of a difference does that make, especially from a camera point of view? Because camera gear and equipment is usually one of the most cumbersome equipment. You want to bring in an extra additional equipment or an accessory or lights and this and that. How does that planning work?
I mean, every location has their own challenges.
Correct.
Like when I shot Stree 1, the first part, it was a beautiful location. Chanderi was a village in Madhya Pradesh. Like we all fell in love with that place. And aesthetically beautiful, but extremely narrow lanes. Many lanes were such that even your car can't go inside. So you have to logistically find your way so that the entire gear and lighting and everything can reach to the point and work accordingly.
Now you chose a Venice to shoot Oh My God 2. Why the Venice? I mean, was there any specific reason for you choosing the Venice?
I chose Venice for this film because I really like the sharpness and also I like working with Venice or Sony camera is because of the user friendliness. I just enjoy working with those built-in ND filters. Extremely handy when especially the light is going down. It saves a lot of time. So once we lock our location, the color palette comes from that. That city or various cities. Sometimes it's various cities, sometimes it's one city. When we came to Ujjain, that's when we realized that there is orange, yellow and terracotta is more vibrant here, it's a warm palette we are going to shoot. Rest of the film is set inside the courtroom. It's a courtroom drama actually. There are 3 to 4 courtroom sequences in which I have changed the lighting design for each of the hearing of Oh My God 2 court sequences. And then because it is Shiva, whenever Shiva's entry is there, it's colder. So that's how we reach to that color palette, and they have that extension also now where you can make it really very small
and compact,
compact, and you can go to you can carry the rest of the camera on your shoulder or somebody else is carrying it, and you make it really small. You can go in a smaller places, which is a very very good extension. We have shot in a very smaller rooms also sometimes, and even in the mandir when we are supposed to go. That time, that extension was quite handy.
And was there at any point in time that you used the Venice for a low light situation?
I have shot Venice for the first time for Shiddat. I have used the higher ISO, up 2000 ISO. We were supposed to shoot in London, but we couldn't get the location because it was not possible to shoot in that area. It was kind of a slum area.
Like a shanty.
And it was not possible. So what we did is that you have to then construct a set back in Mumbai. And that time I thought that let me just try and use that ISO entirely because I wanted to use the practical source more to get that slum feel and practical feel more. It was handled, of course, you definitely
you start getting a little bit
but that was handled very well in post.
It's almost as if you're using like a night stock from back in the day, low light.
No, not even that much, but I was quite surprised to see that very less noise was there at that point. Very less. Even in Fukre also, where the torch lights were there, where you have the limitation of the torch sources, when you want to have
the
intensity more. That time also I have used this same sensor, higher dual sensor with a higher ISO to 2000. So that time also I have used it, and the result was satisfactory.
Lovely. So, if you could share a couple of your logistical challenges, and I'm sure you'll only get to know of them either, when you're on a recce or, especially when you're planning the shoot.
I have 2 very good examples for this. First is Chichore. We were about to shoot in the hostels of IIT because the story is set there. So, because it was a real hostel, there was some logistical issue because of the examinations of the students who
Who are actually studying it.
yeah, who are actually the hostelites. So then we had to create the indoor set of the hostel inside the studio and then match accordingly. Like you have to replicate the light also according to that.
Correct.
Which was a little bit logistical thing, but it was great fun to replicate it. You can't. It's kind of a challenge that you have to match the exterior light to when you are shooting indoors.
Correct.
In Fukare 3, we were about to shoot in South Africa, one diamond mine, because the story was set. But because of pandemic, the travel was not possible. So we had to shoot the diamond mine in India. So for that, we had to do an extensive recce from Rajasthan to Gujarat and finally Madhya Pradesh. We finalized one location, that's Panna diamond mine, which is India's diamond mine.
Correct.
So now the next challenge was to replicate it as a diamond mine from South Africa. In both these cases, DOP has to work along with the director and the production designer, hand in hand. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's always a teamwork.
And all of you have to actually have the same vision about a place.
You always reach to one conclusion. It's you have to take some calls, and along with, of course, production, because production also is always involved in all these things.
Now we've spoken about Ujjain, we've spoken about Oh My God 2, which has been shot here. But if you had to sum it up in a nutshell, what are the advantages of doing a thorough recce in actually going out there and creating amazing visuals at a final stage?
See, whenever you work with different directors, according to their visual understanding, it makes a difference how they conduct the recces. Some people like to dive deep into it. They'll just recce, like scouting until they find whatever's right. Or they see everything and then they choose something like that. Some directors requires very basic things. When you do thorough recce, it gives you immense clarity. It gives clarity to production, it gives clarity to director, and it gives clarity to all the HODs.
You sort of get the real picture.
That how we are going to go ahead with the shoot. What we should do, what we should not do, how it is going to affect us aesthetically as well as logistically. We should have a practice of, spare a moment or two to observe the
surroundings,
just
get a hang of it.
Get the perspective right, understand the architecture, understand the light, be there in that moment, and then you see the location.
Soak it in from as a human perspective.
No matter how chaotic the place is, but if you spend some time, you start looking at the blocks you are going to make, or interesting frames. You should see it with your eyes first.
So as we close this episode, what would be your final set of advice for aspiring DOPs and camera people to, from a location point of view?
From a location point of view, see, I feel location is like a vessel who will take this story through time. It is very important to get inspiration from the location and then put it across your design. Whatever color palette or treatment, the location always says something to you.
That also, brings me to the question, where are you headed for a recce next?
I'm headed to one of my favorite cities, that is Pune, for my next film.
It's a city where you've been brought up.
Yes.
Lovely, that's amazing.
Yes.
And will you be shooting with the Venice anytime soon?
Oh, of course, yes. The next film is on Venice.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
I think it was fantastic actually coming and doing this interview and episode in Ujjain, where you've had a lot of memories and now we have some collective memories and a lot of information that we've captured and curated for aspiring DOPs, people who love the art and people who want to take this to the next level. Thank you for being with us in this episode. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us like a mini tour of the recce that you did during Oh My God 2, and wish you a lot more success with many more films, and may you keep creating insane visuals. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
much.
With every new episode, we learn new tricks, a lot of new experiences, and sometimes land up in amazing new locations like this one, which was actually the house of Pankaj Tripathi in the movie Oh My God 2. But this process is not over yet. In the very next episode, we're going to learn the actual process of going on set and starting to shoot with a camera. So stay tuned for a lot more on DOP Portraits.